on the road. We just left Tucson and we're on I-10 headed east. Just going through Texas Canyon, which is really cool with all the rocks and stuff. Kind of the next part on the map that we're going to be going through is like Wilcox, Arizona, and then we'll pop into New Mexico for a little bit, and then down through El Paso. Hey, we're just outside of Las Cruces. Check out the moon. Because I'll just edit it in later. Yeah, the sun's going down, and that looks like a full moon. I don't know. But here's the plan. We're gonna stop for some food here in a little bit in Las Cruces, and we're gonna fill up with some fuel, and then we're gonna get back on the road and get to the east side of El Paso. We're gonna go through El Paso tonight, just so we don't have to deal with it tomorrow. And then find a spot, maybe a parking lot or something to camp out in. So that's the plan. Until then, we'll see where we stop. So I guess that's the next thing coming up. Guess what? All right, we made it past El Paso. We're actually just barely in El Paso, but on the far east side. So, and we're stopped at a Flying J truck center. And it's funny, there's like 15 of us. A couple signs here and there that say, 2-hour parking only, or else you can get towed. I don't know. I'd like to see them try to tow 15 of us. It looks like this is a pretty standard place though, so it must be cool. So this is it. This is like the dress rehearsal before we actually get to Padre Island.
It's good for one night. I mean, we have all this junk in here, so we're not as comfortable as we might be. And obviously, like, we want to, for sure, here we're going to keep it locked up tight because of where we are. But depending on where you're at, you might feel, if you have a tent on the back or whatever, you might feel comfortable leaving the back open. So yeah, we're a little cramped tonight, but it'll be fine for one night. And this place is actually very nice. They gave me a cup of ice for free, and the bathrooms were clean, so awesome. I approve.
So then it's get up early and hit the road. So that's the plan. So we'll see you in the morning. Oh my God, good morning. That went good. It was, it wasn't perfect, but this place is pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty quiet. And it got a little chilly, but I woke up and felt like, man, it's time to go. But check this out. I counted 18 vans in this place. Yeah, the van life. The van life is alive and well. They're all over the place. We're just now pulling up to the guard shack here at Padre Island. We put in, let's see, 6 hours yesterday and 10 hours today. So 16 hours total to get here. I still feel pretty good. What about you, Carrie?
I feel great.
All right. So it's 4 o'clock local time. And so I don't know exactly when the sun sets, but I think we're just gonna keep cruising, find a spot, get set up before it gets dark. That's the goal.
Yep.
Hey there.
Hello?
I'd like to do a weekly pass, please.
Okay, 25. Any military?
No. We're there. Yeah, we're there. That morning, soft sand.
How many turns on?
Set the trip. All right, we made it. I'm a little out of breath because I've been shoveling sand. Not because we got stuck, but because I want to level the truck out. So we backed up this beach, and I don't want to back the truck higher than the front, right? So I dug out behind so it would go roar and sit back, right? So it went good. Yeah, the sand is soft. It's real soft. But I think we're in a good spot. Carrie's busy, you know, getting stuff ready. I'm just gonna sit around and have a beer. All kinds of windy out here. Lots and lots of wind. But we got most of the stuff, most of the critical stuff set up. Got the tent off the back side of the truck. That thing's set up. Got our like porta potty thing, our porta potty tent. That thing's ready to go, thank God. And and I got my Starlink, got the Starlink set up, but it's not digging it. It doesn't like that I'm at a different address than my home address. So I'm not gonna mess with it anymore tonight. I'm just gonna see what I can do with it tomorrow. But other than that, absolutely there's no signal out here, nothing, nothing, which is cool. But it'd be awesome to have that Starlink working. So I'll mess around with it and see what I can do. But yeah, for now, I think that's it for tonight. We're gonna get things buttoned up and have a good sleep. So see you in the morning. I slept like a log. It's awesome. This place is so cool. We got, I don't know if I said this before, but we're at 20.5 miles. 20.5 miles in. So we don't have neighbors. Our neighbors are too far away to see with binoculars. So we might as well be out here all alone on the beach. and give you a little tour of the setup. I think we're probably about 50 yards off the water. We're above the high tide line. You know, there's no chance of us getting washed out. Carrie's got some sun tea going on too. That is awesome. It took a while to set the tent up. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but we got that. We got our table, our little cooking area set up with the little propane stove. Busted out some steak last night. It was wonderful. Our deluxe restroom accommodations. Also got the solar panels out this morning. We've got those guys charging up the battery bank. The water is actually surprisingly nice. You know, from what we saw, it was going to be similar to going out to California, like if you go to San Diego or LA. You know, just kind of like, not too cold to get in, but really not enjoyable. Well, this stuff is a little bit warmer than that. I mean, it's probably low 70s or something, so it's definitely bearable. So it's very nice. So it's, you know, a little overcast. Feels like it's about upper 80s, maybe 90, something like that. But the breeze feels good, especially if you can be in the shade when it's catch the breeze at the same time. So yeah, we went up into the dunes here, and we realized that we get the tiniest little signal up there. It's pretty cool. So enough to, you know, at least you know, send some text messages or whatever. So I'm gonna try to post a you know, just a picture on Instagram and see if that works. But that's super cool, because I haven't, the Starlink thing, I just don't think it's gonna work. It doesn't, you know, it knows that it's not at the service address, which is our home address. There's some things you can do to make it not be pissed off that you're somewhere else, but I didn't realize that. So we'll take care of that, I don't know, when we get back. So it was an experiment that failed. Anyway, we're about to have some lunch. Carrie is whipping up some lobster and ham and cheese sandwiches. Very cool. Where's the lobster?
It's on the stove. It's cooking.
Oh my gosh. Yummy. All right, so yeah, it didn't catch any fish yesterday. I'm gonna give it another shot today. Oh, Carrie's back climbing the dunes back here to get a little signal, tiniest little cell signal, but it's awesome. All right, making some coffee, and then hopefully doing some fishing.
So I got up early this morning and I saw what I think are a pair of coyote tracks that came up behind us, and then they kind of split off in different directions. So we're gonna go check it out, see if we can find them and where they came from. And they stood here above our tent, our camp, like looking over us, stalking us. So I think that seems like that's what they do. They hang out high instead of coming down onto the beach. So this is our setup right now, our starter setup, which we have a lot to change or finish. So right now for our food, we have just one fridge. It can be a fridge or a freezer. It's down here. It's the LP Cool. And it works really well. It's just not enough. I would rather be able to have one freezer and one refrigerator. And so yeah, it's like packed right now. So it would depend on like where we're at now. There's no stores, there's nowhere to buy anything, so we had to bring a lot of food. If you were going to be somewhere where you know you could get supplies, then it's not that big of a deal. We have our water, which is this Danuba. I thought I had heard it was made in the US, and then when I got it, it said it wasn't. But I wanted stainless. I didn't want something plastic, and it works great. It's super heavy duty, 5 gallon, and so far it's not leaked at all. We love it. We have our Jackery, which is connected to our solar power panels outside, and that's going really well. We just have to figure out a better way of keeping it and attaching everything so that we have enough cords, or we just don't want it to be in the way. We don't want cords strung across everywhere, so that's another thing to figure out, but it's working really well with the solar panels, so that's a good thing. And we have our TV, which we have Starlink, but Starlink doesn't like where we're at, doesn't like us being away from our home address. So we have to, I don't know if that's an upgrade or what, we have to figure that out. But we can hook it up to our phones. We just didn't really prepare with enough downloaded this time. And we have our fans, which are a lifesaver when it gets hot, and they're rechargeable. We have 2 of those, and just clip them on the truck there near the bed, and keeps you cool when it gets a little stale air or whatever in here. And you can open that back window as well. We've just been opening that a little bit at night, and that helps. And the bed obviously is not a full-size bed. It's closest to a full-size mattress, but it's not long enough. So we've been experimenting with what we're going to put on the end here to support our feet. We have several different things. We just need to have a system where we're not moving a lot of stuff around every night and stuff isn't shifting. Because I would say that's really the only issue, sleeping in here. It's comfortable otherwise, and just one night we got a little cold, but we weren't really, I don't think, prepared with a good blanket that night. So otherwise it's great.
All right, so right now Carrie's making some shakes. You know, protein shakes. What's that stuff?
Coconut water with just coconuts, nothing else in it. So these will have organic strawberries and blueberries and bananas, coconut water. We do raw honey, protein, collagen, turmeric, ginger, black pepper.
Very good, very good.
It's a shame you two don't get along.
Yes, I know. Things used to be different. I remember when we first met. It was during the war. I was in the Air Force.
Hey, good morning. It's morning 3 out here on Padre Island National Seashore, and we got big plans for today. Just kidding. What are we doing?
We're packing up, which is sad. So we're packing up, and then we're gonna go drive farther south maybe and see what changes.
We're probably gonna go south and look and like pay attention to the cell signal stuff, and if there's a spot or an area that has good reception, then that'll be something good to know for next time. But yeah, 3 nights here is great. You know, obviously it's going to be, the air is going to be wet and everything's going to get dew on it and all this kind of stuff. But that's what happens when you're on the beach all by yourself. For the most part, in the middle of nowhere. Woohoo!
No neighbors.
Anyway, that's what we're doing. Packing up, and we're going to cruise around, and then, I don't know, we're going to get a hotel tonight somewhere because we need it. All right, we're out of here. We just got to hopefully get out of our spot and not get stuck. No, we're good. No problem. A little spinning. Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Right into the ocean. All right.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was awesome. You know, we're already making plans to go back maybe in the fall. But we do a couple things different. First, we make sure we got there a little bit earlier, give us more time to set up before we lost sunlight. And also, where we set up was really cool. It was back on the beach, like right before the dunes. But, next time I think we'd park pretty much right off that high tide line. The tides there are pretty mellow. They're, at least when we were there, it wasn't real big swings between low tide and a high tide. And so, you could feel comfortable being pretty close to that high tide line. And the benefit to that is that, every time you wanted to walk down and, jump in the water or fish, you didn't have to walk, 25 yards of, dry beach sand. Number one, it can wear you out. Number two, you're tracking sand, especially if you're coming from the water and your feet are wet, and you're tracking all that sand back into your campsite. So we would definitely park a little closer to the high tide line next time around.
Because it's on the Gulf, it gets a lot of trash washed up, a lot of plastic all over the place. And so we would probably see if there's an area, a stretch of the beach that doesn't get as much of that. But I would plan for that, and they do at the visitor center. They have bags, extra bags you can grab, so you can, take a walk and collect some trash while you're out there. And on your way out, they have dumpsters you can drop it all off at. So we did some of that. A lot of plastic bottle caps. So it could be your good deed for the day.
I would definitely do my homework on the fishing thing, as far as, what kind of rig to use, what kind of bait, all that kind of stuff. That really was not something I looked into before I went there. I mean, it was kind of on my list of things to check out, but it just didn't happen. I'm not, I've never fished on a beach, into the surf. I have no idea what I'm doing.
We need to figure out the end of the bed, and Bob has a good idea on that. He's going to make something custom. Yeah, we did all right, but it could definitely be better. Although the whole time we were gone, those nights on the beach were the best I slept, so obviously we were doing something right. And then we had the one fridge, and we had a cooler with ice in it. And I think we're going to get another freezer, so we could have one set as a fridge and one set as a freezer. And that way we could have meat and stuff frozen on the way out there and just thaw it as we need it. And then we were talking about, especially if you're in Texas, oh my gosh, we passed so many great ranches with cattle grazing. It's like take enough that you empty your freezer and then find a grass-fed beef place to fill up your freezer before you head back. So yeah, but we did all right.
Yep, super fun, super good time. We recommend it, and we're gonna be back. So thanks for watching this video, and everybody take care. See you later.